Hello everybody, this is Rebecca here with the new moon forecast for the Deep Earth Singing Moon community, and it is the 9th of January 2016. We're stepping into a new space today. It feels like the threshold of massive change. Our theme over the past month was around breaking through some of the old patterns, some of the old habits, some of the old challenges, the things that we hadn't wanted to maybe deal with, but that had been waiting there for us to come back to. And I believe that many of us in these past couple weeks of this moon, if not before, have gotten a big push forward with resolving old issues, with really moving towards a massive clearing out so that we can begin anew in 2016. And I feel like that this new moon marks, even more than the change of the calendar year, a fresh start, the beginning of a fresh start, but perhaps one that we need to be working for, one that will involve hard work and focus. So let's see what we've got here in the forecast. As always, the new moon forecasts are based on rune readings, and this month I was guided to pick 3 runes for this reading, and we have Laguz as the heart of and foundation of what is going on this month. Laguz in the sense of seeing that rune almost as a spindle, and the spinning of the threads of fate. This is what we're doing this month. This means laying down plans for the future. What is it that you want to be experiencing in 2016? What is it that you want to be bringing through and bringing into being? We are perhaps spiritual beings having a human experience, but we are most definitely having a human experience. We are here in this physical realm, born into bodies for a reason. And that is something that is at the forefront in this month, most certainly. This fact of being in the physical world, in the physical realm, and how do we as individuals bridge that place between the energetic, between the divine, between desire and will, and bringing into being the actual things, the actual experiences that we want to be manifesting for ourselves and for others, in our lives. How is it that we will actually be bringing through healing for the earth? How is it that we will actually be helping those in need? And springing to my mind at the forefront are the refugees. What is it that we're going to do? It is a time for planning practical action. It is a time for taking steps to make your dreams happen, to make those dreams a reality. Put the foundations in place. Do the conceptual work. Do the strategizing. And let the energy flow. Let it flow into the projects, into the desires, into those things that you are waiting to bring through, that you really want to be bringing into being. This is the time for it. So this is the month. The word I'm hearing around this is preparedness, preparing. It's a time of preparedness. The future will be what it is that you choose, whether you choose actively to engage with that process and bring something through, or whether you pass responsibility and are left with what remains from those threads of the past because you haven't taken that opportunity for active engagement. This is a time when you can change your fate. This is a time when you can change your reality. But you need to harness the power you need to harness that energy, and you need to make a conscious choice about what threads you want to be spinning, what material you're going to be working with. What is your aim and your intention going forward? So those are the questions for this month of January and this particular moon cycle that will take us, from the 9th of January into February. The challenge here and the question for you all comes in the form of Feu. And Feu has come to us hidden. It's face down. Are you willing to make the sacrifices before the wealth, before the physical ease, before the comfort itself can come into being? Are you able to conceptualize the change? And are you able to set the foundations of your own reality so that that wealth, that comfort, that warmth can come into being? Take it step by step. For many of us, we may not be feeling that ease, that wealth, that physical comfort yet in January. But that is what we're laying down a foundation for, and it is imminently possible. The energy is there, the things that will bring us through that process, to eventually come through to bring that through, that is there. But we have to be willing to work for that. We have to be able to create that future reality without having that necessarily in our present reality. Being willing to wait, for it to come through, but knowing that our own focus and our intention and our own hard work, those are the things that will make it a reality. So it is coming, but it's not here yet. And the challenge is, how are you going to bring it through? How are you going to focus on this present reality so that you can feed those dreams of ease, of wealth, of comfort, for yourself and your loved ones? Remembering that wealth, it can be financial, it can be monetary, but it can come in so many forms. Wealth, abundance, physical well-being, health can be included in that as well. So again, the question, how will you bring that through, and how will you spin those threads to make those plans to bring these things into being? The final rune for this month is the rune Northease, the Need Fire. The rune of the Need Fire, the rune of necessity. The rune of deep need and of great doubt. Perhaps we've been through a time of great doubt. Perhaps that time is still to come for some of us. We are hitting up against the edges of massive change. Massive paradigm shift for many of us, but also, real hard change in the world. And I am seeing, those images of war, of people fleeing from war, of real severe hardship, death, dying, disease, and deep poverty, and the shame of that violence, the shame of the greed, and all of the lack, the feeling of lack that goes along with that. Northease, for us at this time, it's speaking of those currents of change that are running through us, but it's also offering us a challenge. And the challenge, as I see it, that's being asked of us is, how will each of us spin our individual threads in order to bring this feeling of wealth and well-being into our own lives in the face of this deep need and deep change in the world? How will we get to the point of being able to nourish and nurture our own lives and our families when we're faced, by these horrible things that are happening in the world, also the damage to the earth itself that is going on all around us. How will we place ourselves in a position where we can also bring change to those situations? What is it that we really need in our lives? What is it that we truly desire? And the Northeast Rune also speaks to me. It speaks to me not only of lack, and how far can you go along that pathway of lack and of pain, of fear, of doubt, where the greed is overwhelming. How far along that pathway can we go? Where will we stop and take responsibility, for our own actions and for our own well-being? We do not make the world a better place by perpetuating lack in our own lives. We do not make the world a better place or help those who are suffering by playing small, by being in poverty ourselves, by not rising to meet the challenges of our own lives, whatever those may be. And for most of us, those challenges at the present time are not the challenges that are being faced by many. So how can we rise up and make change in our own lives so that we can help to feed that need fire that will bring warmth and respite to those who are truly in need at this time? So Northeast is inviting you to think about that in this month of January. Yeah. So it is serious times. It is very serious times, but there is a lot of hope in the hard work that is before us in this month. So I invite you, to take this time of the new moon, whether you are doing it today, Saturday, or you need a space to do that. You can do that on Sunday in our virtual circle as well. But to be pinpointing, what is it that I need to be bringing through? What is it that I truly desire? How am I going to be sowing the seeds of change in my own life so that I can bring about a state of wealth and stability, well-being for myself and my family, and send the warmth of that fire, the warmth of that wealth, the courage and the respite that can offer to those who are really in need? How can we lay the foundations for those things, spin those threads, begin to weave that pattern that will free us, from our own need, free us from our own places of restriction, so that in this time of deep need, we can carry that fire with us. So good luck to you all. I would love to hear what your plans are if you come into the Deep Earth Singing Moon community group. And in all cases, I wish you a very happy and productive and powerful January and, moon to come.